This is Blade Method Mindset, Episode 7, with Corey Allen and me, Chris Trainer. Hello, Corey.
Hello, Chris.
Episode 7. Looking forward to this one. We just had our second guest on last episode with Tara and Claire, the ladies of Blade.
The Bladies.
Awesome show. We've got some great stuff to get into today. And before we do that, I just want to talk about how your speed was threatened yesterday.
My speed was threatened
on
Tuesday. Those 800s. So we were in the 3:30 class, and myself and Julia are in the class. And I mean, there were a lot of other people in the class as well, but no one that I thought was going to be running as fast as myself or Julia.
Well, you're not a fast runner.
I'm not a very fast. I ran.
You've gotten a lot faster.
I've gotten a lot faster. I ran the 800 in like 3:17.
You used to be really bad.
I used to be really bad at running.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at running. Anyways, I was out the door first. We're running around, and we're almost to the turnaround, and I hear...
I love how you always do that with your hands.
Like this? Yeah, that's how I run, because I'm fast. I don't do that. But we're about to the 800 turnaround, and I hear breathing, like, right next to me. And I knew Julia was going to beat me in the workout, but I didn't expect her to be that close on the first 800-meter run. So I'm getting to that turnaround. I'm like, dang, she's like way too close for comfort. And I hit the turnaround, and I turn around, and Jim, out of nowhere, is right behind me, stride for stride. And at first I was like, Jim, did someone drop you off at the 400 mark? Like, how did you get up here so fast? Because he's a newer member, and he's newer to CrossFit, and I've never seen him run before. So I thought someone dropped him off at the 400-meter mark. I thought he took a scooter all the way out there and then hopped off and ran with me. And then he ran stride for stride all the way back in. And then passed me at the very end. I was like, what the heck is going on here? And he ran hard the rest of the time, but like the kettlebells and the pull-ups and stuff slowed him down, obviously. But after the workout, I'm like, dude, what were you doing on those runs? He was like, oh, yeah, I used to run a little bit. I'm like, oh, yeah? Like recreationally? What'd you do? He's like, well, I ran in college. I was like, oh, what'd you run? He's like, that was my run. I ran the 8. I ran for ASU. I was like, oh, so you were an actual runner. Like,
yeah.
He was like, yeah, I think he said like a 148, 800. I was like, holy crap.
Which is basically sprinting around the track twice.
Flying.
Yeah.
Just his nonchalant. He's like, oh, I ran a little. I'm like, oh, like you did some 5Ks or what'd you do? He's like, well, I ran in college a little bit at ASU. I was like, so you're a D1 sprinter is what you were. He's like, yeah. So Jim's really fast. That's the moral of that story. And don't judge a book by its cover, because you never know who's going to run past you.
Funny story about Jim. Jim Schuin. Oh, we believe that's your last name, Jim.
We didn't want to pronounce it just because I don't want to botch it.
It's a weird name. I mean, it's not an easy. It's not Smith.
Yeah,
it's got some middle vowels in there.
It's got some C's and H's, and I think a U somewhere in there.
I don't know about a U, but it's and you're a new member, So I mean, we've got at least 6 more months before
we have to be able to pronounce your last name.
Because you never know. So Jim, apparently, when he started up at Blade, he told me about years ago. This is probably almost 10 years ago. He came into my office when I was personal training and said that his wife wanted him to start working out, and it had to have been when I was just super busy and maxed out with clients and probably couldn't take on anymore. And I was like, no, you're good. He said I gave him a body fat test and didn't meet the cut. I was like, no, man, I can't take you on. You're good. Tell your wife, you can work out on your own. And I hated probably to do that, but it was probably just the fact that,
you couldn't take on anyone else.
And if he would have been in need and someone that was on a bunch of medications and was severely overweight, then I probably would have squeezed him in. But I was like, nah, man, you're good.
He wasn't high enough body fat, you're saying. He was in an okay window. He's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, as a runner, he's not a super overweight guy.
Okay,
you know him. You've seen him. And this is 10 years ago. He's only like 40 now, so he's probably
just
in his low 30s then. But his wife told him that he was getting a little bit hefty, but I turned him down, and now look, he's at Blade, so that's pretty funny.
Imagine cool that's story. How we on-ramp people now. Put them on the in-body machine. Nope, you're all right.
That'd be bad for business.
Next one in. See you later.
Yeah. But more people should do that in-body, and when they start out, it's an incredible tool to see, your journey where you are. Just like we retest workouts, seeing that over the years. I mean, we've got some people that would be astonished to see
If they did it where
where
they
they
started
were
and
when
where
they
finished.
started.
Yeah.
If we would have had that the whole time.
Chris and I do it at least once a week.
No. But getting on the InBody for me is like, man, I'm good.
know, yeah.
I'm going to use the mirror because I'm never satisfied, you know. But it is a great tool to see. But I don't fluctuate. You know, I don't have a long. I did do the InBody the Friday of my bodybuilding show or the Friday of my weightlifting meet.
Did you? What were you at?
Friday before, I was like 11, something
Okay.
like that. And so it was like, all right, I know I'm super lean right now. Like I got
jump
no
on this.
water in me. I'm gonna get on that thing. See
Better
where I'm
jump
at.
on this thing, see where we're at.
But I've got a really, you know, I got a big butt, so I think that kind of skews the answers a little bit.
Yeah, I think that it judges my legs more than anything else.
Yeah,
So,
I'm probably more like 3%.
yeah, I'm probably sit right around 4.5.
Yeah.
Super lean.
Yeah. So you know, when we have new members and they're coming in, it's always good to know their history so they don't scare us on runs.
Yeah, I did not expect. I was taken back at the turnaround when I saw Jim just striding out with me.
Well, he should have done Blade Games then, because we got that.
He should have done
We got
Blade
that
games.
that run kettlebell carry, farmer carry run.
He'd be good in that. That'd be a good
He would
workout
be
for
really
him.
good. It starts with an 800. He would have had a 2-minute lead
Yeah,
on the field.
Exactly, dude. You'd have
Come
been
on,
cooking,
Jim.
Jim. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Pick him up where you can, buddy. Well, speaking of that, current event, Blade Games coming up tomorrow.
Fourth annual.
4th annual Blade Games.
I don't know if we can call it annual because it was started the 3rd year of Blade's
Yeah.
existence, 2014.
You
I
guys
don't
just
know.
decided what you just wanted to do a in-house comp, or how did it come about?
Well, building community and community events, and we try to have several throughout the year, is super important. And one of the things that was apparent that we needed to do was have an in-house competition. It was something that a lot of people had requested. Hey, let's do an individual competition, because we do the Bros, Beers, and Barbells, which is team, Women, Wad, and Wine, which is team, and that all started kind of around the same time. So the inaugural year we had who was the men's champion in the inaugural year?
It's on the. I remember my first year, so that would have been 3 Blade Games ago. It was like JP and Hinsu were battling it out. JP won, I believe.
JP.
Crap, what's JP? Hamilton. Is that
No,
right?
that's
No, is that
Tammy's
Tammy's
last name.
JP. Crumbs.
Crumb.
There you go.
Yeah, Crumb. Yeah, JP Crumb won that one. That was the first one for Doug. The first year we did it, we wanted to do it as a charity event, so the money comes in for the shirts. We give all that money away to a charity. And the first year was Wounded Warriors. And it was, it's kind of close to Veterans Day weekend, so that worked out really well. But then, our member Doug passed away, and so we've done the past couple years for Dougie. This will be the 3rd year where we're giving to his foundation and family all the proceeds from it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so the Blade Games, it's a great time. This year we have about 47 people competing, and last year we had like 65. And I think we contribute that to maybe the Cactus Games. We had so many of our members do the Cactus
one?
Games
That's true.
last month. And
But it's not like a normal in-house. Like, it's a well thought out. It's a competition. It's just a regular.
Blade Games?
Yeah.
Well, Claire runs it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Which means it's perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
She's been just nonstop all week, all day today. She's just dialing it in. She's got the heat. She knows to the minute when the competition is going to end.
It's crazy.
We had to make some adjustments with the barbells, so we didn't have to bring every piece of equipment from north to
over.
the clean ladder. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the athletes load the final couple bars, but that's fine. They'll be resting anyways.
That's gonna be a fun. I can't wait to watch that event. That's
Yeah,
gonna be a
that
fun
will
one to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just have like an intermission and we can go do it too. Just a quick run through for time.
I wanted to do it as a trial. We should have done it today. It would have worked out fine with the cleans.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah, so Blade Games, guys, next year we want to clear house. We're going to do a better job of advertising it and but it's a great thing for people to get outside their comfort zone in the comfort of their home gym, right? So you've never done a competition before. Maybe you don't want to go outside and do something at someone else's gym or another organization. Well, it's in our gym. It's all your people, all your friends that you work out with every day. But now you just get to test yourself. How hard can you go? You know, how hard can you push? Like, you wouldn't necessarily push every day on a Monday through Friday, nor should you in a workout, you know? So that's, I think, the coolest part about having an in-house competition that's individual is, you know, you're pushing yourself outside of your normal limits. You get to stack yourself up legitimately against your peers, but it's with your friends. So it's not like you're pushing yourself. Yeah. You know, everyone's cheering you on. Everybody wants you to do good. You've got a bunch of people that you know and that love you around, and it's just a blast. Everyone that's ever done it has always had a blast.
Loved it, yeah. And you're working out with the same people that you work out with every day, except maybe you get to see people from different classes and stuff like that, but you don't have to worry about someone you've never met before having to judge you and all that stuff like you would have going to a different competition. It's just like being in your normal class, having fun, throwing down with people you get to throw down with.
Yep.
Except you get those little competition jitters that maybe you haven't had before.
Which is
the best
important.
part. Yeah.
You know, it's all about the man in the arena. It's not the critic who counts. It's about the dust, the sweat, and the blood. You know, you want to get in the arena in life, you know. That's one of the big things that I'm a huge advocate of, is testing yourself. So, and that doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom or a retired teacher, a nurse, whatever it is.
Post-college 800-meter athlete.
There's a lot of people that just do that for 30 years and never really experience anything outside of that, and they're missing out on a lot. So I like to push people to do that.
Something happens to you in a competitive setting. If you never experienced it before, you need to experience it. It's not the same thing as being in a normal workout with your friends. Like that little switch that turns on for some people is what's most fun to watch, especially when you get to see people that don't usually do that or not very aggressive in workouts and class and stuff like that. When they do a competition, you really see like their eyes light up and they get after it and they really reach that like this really hurts part of the workout and they keep going through and they're on the floor after. Like that's the fun stuff to see. That's the best part about coaching and watching competitions from an outside looking in, is getting to see people push that threshold just a little bit more.
You know, yeah, absolutely. I agree with all of that. And it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing, is if you've been doing CrossFit for a year or longer, you've got some aspect of competitiveness in you. Like, some people are like, well, I'm just not competitive. Well, you do CrossFit. You know, you could do any form of fitness, but you've chosen CrossFit is your form of fitness. Like, you have a little bit of competitiveness in you, whether that's with yourself or your peers. There's something is inside there. And the coolest thing is to watch that get unleashed. You know, like, and it happens in class and it sometimes, but especially in a competition setting, you know, where like B Money. You know,
oh yeah.
First time he did Blade Games in the scale division, he almost won the thing, you know, and it's like he's 50 years old now and he just goes ham, you know. I mean, he goes hard every day, but to see someone that you wouldn't expect, and like Melissa Dewar last year in the Blade Games, you know, someone that would modify workouts on her own without the coach telling her what to do when she first started CrossFit, like, would just stop a workout, and just someone that you'd be like, oh my gosh, she's never going to compete. And she's out there giving everything she possibly has. She's not doing it this year because it's Josh's turn. She's giving the hubby. They got 2 young kids, so they're switching off. So
well, was he in there testing some things? He was in there this morning, huh? Moving around a little bit.
Just doing a little mobbing. He canceled 6 a.m. and I was like, why'd Josh cancel? That little punk.
Yeah.
And because he's always at Friday. And I was like, oh, he must be coming in at 8:30 with Melissa so they can partner together. And then I saw him in there mobbing. I was like, duh, yep, he's got Blade Games.
Blade Games, got to get ready. Yeah. Rach was in there this morning, just moving around a little bit, getting hyped.
Ash was in there hamming with me.
Yeah, Ashley's Ashley.
So last night we're texting, like, we're going to go at 6, we're going to go at 7. And she's like, oh, wait. So we established that we were going to make a game time decision 6 or 7 because there's a lot of squats and the competitor stuff. So we didn't know if we wanted to do all those squats before the workout. And so she goes, oh, wait, I have Blade Games. I was like, oh, yeah, too bad.
So you would see you at 6.
Too bad. We're working out.
Yeah.
So
for those of you who don't know, Ashley's pretty fit, so she'll be all right.
Yeah.
She
did 120 toes to bar today.
Yeah, she's going to do just fine.
And there's toes to bar in the third workout. And some wall balls. We did about 400 squats today, so yeah, she'll be fine.
She'll be good. She squats a lot. It's okay.
In competitive nature, when you're on the floor, sometimes like at regionals, I can get a little hyped up.
A little hyped up. Steve! Take off your glasses!
Take off your glasses.
For those of you who don't know, Steve, obviously he wears glasses. And during the 2016 regional, during the deadlift, it was a synchro deadlift, synchro burpee workout. And he was with Tammy, right? Yeah. Him and Tammy are out there deadlifting together. And every like third rep, Steve
on the burpee,
Steve would stop and do the little nose push and fix his glasses and push them back up onto his head. And after like the fifth time, Chris just screams, "Steve! Take off the glasses!"
Because he's been notorious for throwing them at me while we're coaching a workout. Like before that, he'll take off his glasses and be like, "Chris," and throw them at me. I'm like, all right, I'll take them and put them on the stereo. But
oh my gosh.
goodness gracious. That workout's on our YouTube video, on our YouTube channel if anyone wants to watch that.
Yeah, you can watch that. You can watch Tammy breaking her foot on that workout.
Yeah, she dropped a 400-pound
Erica
deadlift
taking
on her.
The majority of the barbell on our partner deadlifts. Erica was like, "Do you want me to just lift the other side?" I was like, "You can't do. No, stay on your side of the bar."
You mean the men's side?
Yeah,
the men's side
like,
was a little bit heavier.
I was like, I mean, yes, I would love that to happen, but you can't do that. They said it was against the rules, so no, we can't do that.
Or the commentating when we were doing the bar hang. And,
oh my gosh! Clean and jerk.
You're supposed to snatch the.
Steve's the strongest person that I've ever met. And we had to do
ridiculously strong.
Hang on a bar, and
2 people hung from the bar.
One person had to do overhead squats.
Yeah,
and it was at like
doing GHDs.
Yeah, it was at 155, and we're like, all right, Steve, Chris and I are gonna jump on the bar. You're gonna go out there and do 180 of these, like just finish them all, no problem. And Steve runs out there and he doesn't snatch it.
Oh no, he did a big set.
Oh yeah, that's
and he
right.
got super tired.
That's right.
And then he dropped it, and then to get it back up, he got like a snatch grip on it, and then
he cleaned it to his shoulders and then like pressed it overhead. And Chris goes, "Clean and jerk, Corey, get out there."
But while I'm hanging from
while
the
we're
bar.
hanging from the bar.
Clean and jerk, what in the
Corey, get out there. Gosh, if we could have been mic'd up at regionals, it would have been the greatest thing in the world. It would go. It would be somewhere. Definitely viral.
Yeah.
Give me one more.
The star,
Chris jumping out. Oh, that's a story all in its own.
Have you never seen anyone get hyped before?
Too hyped.
Hyped before a lift and blow out their legs?
Yeah, you ever Chris
and then fail miserably.
and then ask the crowd if he can do one more.
No. I think I was pointing at Steve, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
Go one more.
We had a big crowd there.
Oh man, that was great.
I let him down.
Yeah, I told you not to lift. I made the lift. I just stepped over my boundaries.
No rep.
No rep. I told myself running out there, I was having a debate in my head. All right, Chris said not to lift. Just tell him that you're done. And I was like, you may never get a chance to snatch on a regional floor ever again. You better just try to take the lift. And I just, right before I went to tell the lady, I was like,
no. Oh.
He did it. No rep. And then I got yelled at. I told you not to lift.
I'm such an idiot.
I was like, that's my bad. But, you're never going to be out here again.
Those days are over.
Yep, all the fun times at regionals, never again.
Yeah, thank you, CrossFit.
Appreciate that, CrossFit. Just steal out our hopes and dreams right out from under us. Some of the best times that we've had have been on that regional floor. Mm-hmm. Not even like amazing competitive feats, but just like funny moments that only happen out there on the floor. Like dying, maybe me last year dying on the pull-ups and on that worm.
Are you okay?
So sick.
Are you okay?
The only time Chris has ever like genuinely asked and meant like, because he probably thought I was actually dying. I was paper white on there.
Usually I'm like, get on,
let's go. And he looked at me, he goes, hey, are you okay?
I put my hand on your arm gently.
He put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, are you all right? I was like, dude, no, I'm not okay. I only got about one more time on that worm. You got to go to the front bag. Oh, man. Well, I think that was a great story time, but we got to lead into something else here. So we're going to talk about injury and how you can overcome injury, catastrophic injury, something that's not, I have a tweaked arm and I can't work out for the day. Like something that actually puts you back steps, weeks, months at a time, and then being able to overcome that, how you overcome that, what you can do, what you tell yourself to get yourself back into doing what you love to do every day. So it's a great topic, and then Chris has a great story on it because he's actually had a big injury that set him back. With the old
so that was one of the
walker.
things that people were asking about because I kept mentioning my wrist, and people wanted to know what happened to it. And so I think it's a great topic to cover is sometimes we do a dynamic, high intensity sport as a form of fitness, and everyday CrossFit, the big time injuries are very, very rare, super rare that happens. I mean, out of the hundreds of thousands of reps that are performed a week and hundreds of workouts a year, very, very few injuries happen. Most likely they're going to happen when you're training for the sport and doing something outside of normal everyday CrossFit, which is what happened to me. But occasionally something will happen. And even if it's not a big catastrophic injury that requires surgery or a mega time off, like sometimes some stuff does happen. And 9 times out of 10, it's a pre-existing thing that, it could be avoided with extra mobility and massage and chiropractic and PT and taking care of yourself. Most will mitigate all of those injuries from happening, but occasionally stuff does happen. So when it does happen, and for me, it was in 2012, I was training at Hammer with Stacy and Claire, and we had opened the gym, but we were over at Hammer just in the middle of the day training, and I think we may have been training for something, but we were doing cleans, and it was a light clean. It was like 185, 200 maybe, and which then was not a light clean for me, but just to have some, I wasn't like going for a max, and I did it, and I came down and I caught it wrong, and the elbow hit my quad, and the barbell landed on my hand, and I heard the pop right away. I heard it, felt it, and I was like, oh, I just broke my wrist. And finished the training session. I iced it, finished the training session, and Claire made me go get an x-ray. I wasn't going to, but she did. And I don't know if it was the x-ray that day or the day after, but I went and got the x-ray, it like in urgent care. They didn't have the results that day. They got a call they had to send it off to a radiologist. And I got the call, your wrist isn't broken. Nothing on there. Even though when we were looking at the x-ray with the technician
It's like
in the hand, he was like, I don't really see anything. I was like, what about that? I was like, that looks like a break, and
Just something missing, just a little crack.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I couldn't, but when I got that call,
You were like, I'm
I
good.
was elated.
Yeah.
I was stoked. I was like, are you kidding me? Awesome.
I'm good.
Just soft tissue damage. Great. I can do this. And a couple, actually like a month before that, you remember that Sick Fit competition that used to happen at the Phoenix Convention Center where big time CrossFitters used to come in town for? We did that competition, a team competition. It was me, Claire, Stacy, and Steve Flores. And we did that competition, and they had like these shuttle sprints on smooth concrete, and there was chalk everywhere, and it was super slippery on that.
I remember that.
On that floor. And we were doing shuttle sprints, and to turn around, people were falling all over the place. And I went down and I pivoted and put my hand down and tore my labrum, popped my shoulder out, and tore my labrum in that competition. Mm-hmm. And I went into the doctor and got an MRI on that because it was in a lot of pain. And they were like, you need surgery. I was like, I can't do surgery. And so I just rehabbed that on my own. And I still have it, but it's fine. I very rarely feel pain from it, only in certain positions. It gets a little bit more fatigued in my other shoulder, but other than that, it's fine. And now, so I had a torn labrum and a blown out wrist and within a couple months, and it's like, what in the world?
What am I going to do now?
But
My life is
but the
fitness.
thing is I had just started Blade. Claire and I had just started Blade, and I was super focused at that time because I was the best CrossFitter I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know a ton, but I thought I was good at CrossFit. and I was super focused on my own competitive career,
Yeah.
Claire and my career. And I was devoting a lot of my mental and physical time to me improving my CrossFit. And I had just given up my entire career and started a new gym.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm focused on because that's kind of who I am.
Right.
And so I know this happened for a reason. I broke my wrist for a reason. Like it was and I say this because you've heard me say it before, breaking my wrist was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because what it allowed me to do is take the focus off myself and focus on my members.
Right. In that
and building the
stage
gym.
of-
When that's what I absolutely had to do. And the only way that was going to happen was God to say, hey, you need to chill out. And the only way to slow Chris Trainer down from doing something is to
Put him out.
put him out, and so I had surgery. And okay, so let me finish that story. So I get the go ahead, like it's not broken, so I'm gonna train, and so I just wrap it up and put a wrist thing on it. I go to a barbell camp in Miami, the Outlaw Way barbell camp in Miami, December of 2012. So I broke it Thanksgiving 2012. I go to Outlaw camp in December 2012, and I just wrap it up. I can barely lift. It hurts like crazy. I mean, every day, anything I'm doing, it hurts. But I'm just too stupid or ignorant or just didn't want to face reality. Mid-January, Claire's like, you have to go see someone again.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid.
Right.
This is crazy. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. And so I go and get another x-ray, go to her sports medicine doctor that she used in college when she messed up her hips when she was playing semi-pro ball. And went to him, and he got an x-ray, and my wrist was completely blown apart.
Yeah.
Like, my scaphoid was separated. And the bottom of it, the radial artery comes up and supplies the scaphoid with blood. The bottom of it that was detached from the blood that was getting the bone that was getting the blood supply had died and was dying. And when a bone dies in your body, it's really bad news. And so they had to take that bone out, drill down into my hip, get good bone where the marrow is, and pin those bones together and hope that it grows together.
Right.
It's not guaranteed to grow together, but that was what had to happen for me to be able to have a functioning wrist. And so we do the surgery, and I get the cast on, and I still got a coach and run the gym and do all that stuff, but I can't stop working out.
How long did you have the cast on?
I don't know. A couple months,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, a couple months. I can't tell you.
So were you just switching up everything just so you could try to do something as far as working out?
Yeah,
goes?
doing everything I can do with my legs and my in box jumps and running and anything I can do.
That cast
single arm
smell.
stuff. Nah, dude, I don't stink.
But all that sweat just pouring into
not
it?
me. No, it didn't. Ask Claire.
Really? Dude, my little brother broke his hand in high school, and that thing was, he went to wrestling practice and stuff and would just condition with the wrestlers. It was disgusting. Like, it smelled so bad.
No,
Oh, gosh.
no. I that's what I remember, anyways. I was working out really hard, and all of a sudden my wrist is in excruciating pain.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and my surgeon was we didn't get along. He told me that I was never going to Oli lift or CrossFit again when we were in his office before
he
the
fixed
surgery.
it?
And I almost punched him. I got up in his office. I was
Really?
like, you better shut your mouth. Seriously. I was like, why are you being so negative, dude?
Yeah, seriously, at least give me some hope.
And Claire
before I
like got
go.
up and like sat me down, and
least give me some hope
he
before
was
I
just
go
like the
into
most
it.
negative person on the planet.
Yeah.
He was a really good hand surgeon, but we didn't vibe. And so I was like, dude, some positivity here. Like everything's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Let's
it'll be
go.
fine.
Like,
Let's
hey,
get it
fix
fixed.
my hand. And obviously they have to say stuff like that maybe so that you don't screw up. But so I'm working out real hard, feel the excruciating pain in my wrist. And we have to call the doctor and get in there because something's not right. It's like a hot searing pain. And so he's like, what have you been doing? And I tell him, and he cuts the cast off, and my skin is out to here.
Oh,
The pins are coming out and sticking out of my skin. They're pushing my skin up to the thing, and they have to get it, and they get this pin, they shove the pins back down in there, put the cast back on. And he was like, if you don't stop,
chill. Yeah.
this is not going to, work. And he scolded me real bad. And that was kind of a reality check. Like, hey, dude, you need to chill out.
Yeah.
And so I did. let it heal, got it off. My arm had completely atrophied, like tiny little arm. And so devastating stuff, you know, for me who was wanting to just work out all the time, go ham, be fit, make regionals, do all these things. And I could no longer do that and had to rehab and learn how to clean again and didn't clean for a really long time, just the fear factor. And him telling me that if I break my wrist again, it's going to completely fall apart and I'll never,
be able
you know.
to move.
So the mindset behind that is really tough for me, you know, to battle that. Like, oh gosh, things aren't going to be the same, but I just did what I could and kept grinding and have learned to do things that
that's why you see him
most
walking on his
people
knuckles
wouldn't-
all the time.
most people probably wouldn't try.
Yeah,
But yeah, I walk on my hands, on my knuckles.
because you can't plant anymore, right? Like so.
I have a fixed joint.
Yeah.
So I'm technically an adaptive athlete, but I mean, obviously there's I don't even want to call myself that. That's so stupid compared to real adaptive athletes.
Right.
But yeah, my wrist doesn't bend backwards. So no matter how hard I try right now,
It's
my
stuck
wrist
there.
doesn't bend backwards. Like I'm trying, I'm telling it to, it won't do
Won't
it.
go.
You know? So, and that's because the bone grew back bigger and bones are running into bones. And
It's just
so,
stuck. Does it bug you anymore though, usually?
like sitting here at rest?
Yeah,
No.
no.
The clean complex doing that today?
yeah. What about knuckle
Nightmare.
walking? Like, that's okay. So as long as it's fixed, you're okay. Knuckles,
yeah.
right? Probably hurt
Yeah,
more.
my knuckles.
Your
Like
hands.
you can see my knuckles are completely flat across the top. Like this is
Yeah.
in there just.
But the wrist joint is fine though.
when
you're
I'm
upside
walking,
down.
I wear my brace. If I don't wear my brace, it's
You can
super
feel
unstable and I snap under and I do my handstand push-ups on my knuckles and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I mean,
wouldn't-
when I broke my wrist, I probably snatched like 165 to 185 pounds and I snatched 240 pounds. Like, I mean,
The bottom line is you can come back from it.
you can come back
can come
stronger
back.
and better than ever.
Yeah, as long as you don't let yourself get in that dark place of this is just stupid. I'm never gonna be able to do anything again. I might as well quit.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
which most people do.
Yeah.
And they have a hard time getting back in the gym. It didn't matter that I couldn't do the quads with my classes and my people. It did. It mattered. But I was not going to stop working out.
yeah, I was gonna do something.
I knew for me to be the person that I develop into, that I've been training myself to be outside of the person I was at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, that was not who I wanted to be anymore. In the person that I was training myself to be, it didn't happen overnight. I've trained myself to be this way, that if I stopped working out, then that was going to lead to not good things. And so there was either work out and do everything that I can or fall into a pit of despair, you know, and an unhealthy lifestyle and gain body fat. I would have gained a lot of body fat because that's what I've seen happens to me. And so just for me, I had to do whatever I possibly could. And I ended up doing too much and almost cost myself.
Your fitness now.
Yeah. So there's a fine line. I don't think most people are going to be at risk of doing too much. But there is a point where if an injury happens, you're going to have a choice to make. And it's obviously if you can't do anything, if you're physically unable to do anything, that's one thing. But as soon as you're able to do something, you had foot surgery, you can do core work, you can do single arm presses, you can do pull-ups, you can do single arm rowing or single leg rowing. I can do anything. I can get you to do
find
anything.
something that will let you move around.
And I think Amy's a huge example of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Amy Van Dyken, who works out at Blade now, like, what an inspiration. I mean, I
Yeah.
can never feel bad for myself. You know, this is someone that was in the pinnacle of the best in the entire world for years at her sport and had a
it's gone.
catastrophic injury. And she's in the gym grinding her butt off
Yeah.
every single day. And maybe not every day, but when she gets in there, she's going ham
working
and doing
hard.
everything that she can, you know? And so it's like, she had that in her,
Yeah.
you know?
And at that point, it's like, if something like that happens to you, like, okay, yeah, I'm sad. Like, I'm a semi-competitive athlete. Like, that gets taken away. Yeah, that sucks. I can still try to do something. But if I let that get to me and then I look at someone like Amy, who was the best in the world at what she did, 6-time gold medalist, stripping that away from somebody, like, I have no business being sorry for myself. Like,
Yeah.
if she can come back in after that was all taken away from her in an instant and still have a positive outlook and smile and work out and find ways to continue to be fit, like,
Yeah.
suck it up. Like, you have nothing to complain about. Like, you need to get back in the gym.
And it's, you know, and that's the thing is like, not that you would have nothing to feel sorry for yourself about. Everybody's different. Everyone's got a set of demons that can negatively impact their life. It's using outlets and inspiration that are around you and utilizing other humans that care about you to get you over that stuff. There's people out there that want to help you. And if you're in a rut and you're going through something and you're losing your consistency, you can reach out to people. And some people think it is a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. When you reach out to people to help you out with something that you're going through, it's a sign of strength. When it's weak to hide. It's weak to not go out and get help. That's what weakness is. And so if you're going through something and you're down in the dumps and you might have a nagging injury, everything can be adapted. Your coaches want to help you. Your friends want to help you.
Talk to us. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I haven't seen you in a week. Where you been? Oh, like, I have this elbow thing, so I haven't been coming in. Like, well, that's what we're here for. Come in and tell me something. Like, we're not going to, like, oh, sorry, you still have to do it. Like, we'll find something for you to do.
You
like,
got a lot of other, it's going to be very similar to what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And if it's not similar to what everyone else is doing, because of some reason, you're still going to get a great workout in. And you're going to have someone give you their best effort. And so...
Yeah, Marilyn comes in every Monday. Meniscus is banged up and can't really squat and do a lot of high impact stuff on her knee. And she's happy as can be every Monday when I just fix a workout for her that's similar to what everyone else is doing. And she goes ham on it and has a great workout, smiles, day's good. And she could have completely let that ruin her if she wanted to by looking at a workout where there's running and said, oh, well, I can't run, so I'm just not going to go. But she didn't. She chose to come in and just talk to us and say, hey, like, I can't run. My knee is bugging me. What can I do instead? And it's an easy fix. We'll always find something for you to do. No one's going to say, oh, you know what? You better just sit out today.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen, you know?
And a lot of people, and I hear this all the time, think, oh, I don't want to be a burden. What?
Yeah, it's what we do for a living.
Yeah,
like, this is my career.
This is my job.
Yeah.
You know, and so I want everyone to take that away from this is you're never a burden. Just because the class is busy and we're super direct. Sometimes I get super direct with someone that needs a modification because there is no time to sit there and just
chat about it.
It's like, hey, we're doing this, but I've got 10 other people I got to help, you know, so you're just the same as everyone else, you know, but so I'm going to give you this is what you're doing. We're going to work on it. We're going to get you set up and then I'm going to go on to the next person, you know, so it's not that you're a burden. It's that you're the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, so we're not going to sit there and coddle you and, oh, good, you know, you're going to be okay.
Here's what we're going to do.
So you're here, you're showing up. We're going to get a good workout in.
Yep. This. Go start your warm up.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple to move through it. And
It
we do
is.
it, and any of your coaches would do the same exact thing. There's never a reason that we can't scale something for you.
Mm-hmm.
We can adapt a workout any way needed for anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you're out there and this is anyone in the fitness world, no matter what is going on in your life, get your heart rate up, fatigue your skeletal muscular system, and things are going to get better. That's the key to life.
Yeah.
You know, get oxygen moving through your veins. When oxygen stops moving through your veins, problems start happening. Diseases start setting in. You know, when your oxygen flows, muscles break down and repair through proper nutrition. Hydrated cells start happening because you're chugging water in the morning. First thing out of bed, how's your water chugging coming?
I tried to do have you seen the Nalgene, like the people have been, you know, those Nalgene bottles? Mm-hmm. They're like a very wide mouth bottle. And
I
people
had
have
when I
been
was
trying
in Boy
to,
Scouts.
Yeah. Well, my dad has a bunch of them, so I borrowed one. Anyways, people have been trying to, like, it's like a 32-ounce bottle, and I've seen a bunch. Heber Cannon posted about it a couple of times. Like, it's a chug test. Like, see if you can down the whole 32 ounces. In
No
like
problem.
One thing.
Do that every
I
day.
can't do it. Like, but it's not that it's the amount of water. I think it's just the rate that it's coming out. That it's hard. I just spit up everywhere when I try it. The rate, like, it comes out faster because it's not a very good funneled process.
Got to open the throat.
Yeah, but like I can, like, you know, in my other day, I can shotgun a beer, like that's fine. But this thing is just, I don't know, it's hard to chug out of. Try it. Watch, dude. Pull out the I'll bring the Nalgene for you, and we'll
I'll
see.
do it right now.
Put it on the live film.
A Nalgene bottle is not any bigger than a shaker bottle.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, dude, it's something about
Corey, you're weak
I guess I don't have
in
very
chugging
good
water. And so when I ask you how your water game's coming along,
Weak.
don't freaking preamble with a 3-minute excuse on the rate of water flow.
It's different.
Just say it could be better, Chris.
I feel like I could take a jug of water down faster.
No.
Than
a narrower escaping.
yeah, because you pump the
That's
hole.
not. I mean, that's
on
just
the
simple
top.
physics.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta get
easier
the
with
hole
a
on the
wide
top.
mouth.
Crack it. Hole on the top. Speaking of chugging something, did you see Mikkel's?
I see you're trying to divert right now.
I am. But did you see Mikkel's Instagram post today
No.
about chugging or taking a sip of half and half to see if it was
Oh,
still
yeah.
fresh? But it was
Hey.
actually egg whites.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be awesome. That'd
Yeah.
get you
Well,
going.
you drink half and half. Like you drink half and half, no problem, don't you?
Half and half?
Yeah.
Yes, I drink half and half.
Oh.
And I also drink egg whites. So no problem there.
Out of the carton, you'll drink egg whites, or
No,
you
I
like put it
used
into
to
a
do that
shake?
stuff.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the cracked eggs? And
No. I mean, no, I don't think I've ever done like 4 eggs cracked in a thing.
oh gosh, I'm throwing.
I would have
that
no problem
for
doing
sure.
that though.
You don't
No
think you would puke?
No.
Oh, I'm throwing
Irish,
that up.
dude.
I'm throwing that up. I know you always say I'm Irish. I got an iron stomach.
Yeah, no problem.
Ugh, I'm puking that up for sure. Well, that was good. So, coming off of that, we do have 2 questions from the community. Question 1, Sarah Hess wants to know when you should wear a belt. We talked about our gear last time. And we talked about a weight belt, I think, or Claire yelled from the kitchen that you would bring a weight belt because I wear a weight belt probably too often. But
Probably.
here we go.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
bragging
wear-
on you a little
I
bit.
wear a weight belt often, but I mean, we have a degenerative back disease. My dad and I.
Oh yeah?
We both have bad backs. I don't know if that was the right. Is that the right word?
I don't think that's true.
That we don't have. My dad has had a bad back. I have a bad back. My grandfather has a bad back. Like I think it's something the way we're built.
I think it's something of positions.
Yeah,
mostly.
but I think that our bodies get into those positions easier than most people. Like I think
I think it's an overdeveloped quad and an underdeveloped hamstring.
yeah,
It's pulling your pelvis out of a certain position and it causes your erectors to get super tight and inflamed.
exactly.
I think that's more of what's happening than a degenerative.
So, I wear a belt
All the time.
all the time. Not so much squatting though. I can squat heavy without a belt.
What?
Heavy-ish.
You wear a belt all the time?
No,
on
I
your
don't.
squats?
We did those squats, those 5x5s. I didn't wear a belt for those. Remember, because Claire was like, "You shouldn't wear a belt for this," and I was
Yeah,
like,
because you were going to wear a belt.
"I was going to."
Okay, so like let's address the question and stop making fun of your belt wearing.
Yeah. I don't pull anything from the floor without a belt, though. That I will say that I'm
Yeah.
a baby when it comes to that.
So, and it's just if you got in a better position, you could.
I could, yeah.
I think standard strength and conditioning. If you talk to a strength and conditioning coach out there, anyone that's learned some stuff about biomechanics of the body, like our ribs create inner abdominal pressure. When we breathe and expand our lungs, our ribs create inner abdominal pressure and they protect our spine. We don't have ribs down below our lumbar spine. And so what the belt does is when you breathe against the belt, it creates that inner abdominal pressure, protects the lower back.
Where you don't have ribs, yeah.
Where you don't have ribs. So that's the use of a belt. Now, 85% and above, I think, in compound lifts, so squatting and deadlifting, you could wear a belt, and that's just protection. That's safety, because at those percentages, especially if you're going for multiple reps, then depending on the day, maybe you didn't sleep so well, maybe you're a little underhydrated. Something could happen. You
You're in a
never
bad
know what
spot.
happened. We're living life on the edge.
That's right.
We're going
You got
ham
blade
sometimes.
games.
And so if you're lifting at those percentages, sure, wear a belt for safety. But a belt shouldn't be worn for
wall
everything.
balls.
For wall balls, for pressing, I don't think, and the only reason you put a belt on for presses is because it makes you feel tighter. You get, so if you're going for a 1 rep max press, you throw that belt on and it's going to give you a little bit of security and make you feel tighter. But chances are you should never get hurt pressing. That would be, if
You're in a bad position.
Yeah, you got way too hyperextended, and so anyways, those are the percentages. Now, but a lot of people wear a belt way more often than that. And what's that going to do? What is wearing a safety harness around muscles going to do when it's not required?
You don't fire those muscles.
It's going to make you weaker.
Yeah.
So if you wear a belt all the time for everything at sub-maximal load, 65, 70%, and your muscles that are supposed to work during those lifts, in those training percentages, they're not going to work as hard. It's just biology. You know, if you give a crutch to someone to walk on, they're not going to become a great walker. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but but that is what happens to the body. So your spinal erectors and your QL, your quadratus lumborum in the lower back, like those muscles are there and designed to support your torso and keep you upright and make you, a Homo sapien. And so if you're not giving those muscles their daily work and you're surrounding them with a crutch, then they're going to get weaker and then bad things are going to happen. So when the day you don't wear a belt because you forgot it at home and you're lifting sub-maximally, when those normal muscles should protect you, now they're not able to protect you and then bad things happen.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Yeah.
So don't use it as a crutch. Practice your lifts.
85% and above.
Or higher. Exactly.
And that's when a belt should be worn. And that's it, So, and that's when I wear a belt. I wore a belt today on my clean complex just to be stronger, like to give me, because I suck at cleaning and it goes back to the wrist and everything like that. But I was at 80%. But I just put the belt on because it was 2 cleans, 2 front squats, and a jerk.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff, and it's super, So I wore it for that one lift, and then that was it, And that was more of a mental thing than anything.
Yeah, sometimes I think you just strap it on, make yourself feel better. Like if we miss a lift, put that belt on.
But not at 60%, because you're not going to miss those lifts.
Exactly.
Like if you're missing 60% lifts, it's because something else is going on. You're thinking about work or whatever, it's 85% and above,
There you go, Sarah. That's your answer for when.
And if you're wearing a belt because your back hurts, then go get your back fixed. Go see Dr. Sarah. Go see a PT. Benji or whoever you go to, and get your back fixed.
Because it's not supposed to hurt at 60%.
Yeah,
so
or
something else is going on. Yeah.
You've got some tight soft tissue that's pulling on your joint, and most likely that's the case. Or you just need your hips are rotating and you need an adjustment. And go get your back worked on, and that will most likely take your need of wearing a belt for your back to feel better
and mobilized.
Yeah.
Next question. This is kind of an entire. Was it 8 a.m.? No, you coach 8 a.m. I coach 9 a.m. An entire 9 o'clock question from most of the Bladies at 9 a.m. was what do we think about before a workout, during a workout, going into a workout? What's our mindset like? What are we thinking of? How do we break down a workout, I guess? Because a lot of them are saying, we just start working out and then, is there a plan going into it? And that's, I don't know if we plan as much. I mean, I plan most of my workouts just because I know when I need to break and stuff like that. But that's kind of something that we could talk about do you have a game plan for every workout? Do you fill it out halfway through?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously I write the workouts we're doing, so I'm thinking about them then.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the how long each thing's going to take, how it's going to feel. I have to think about them super in depth. So I'm not a good example to talk about this, but say there's an open workout or a workout for a qualifier, something I didn't write, a benchmark CrossFit workout that I haven't pre-thought about in-depthly. Then I'm thinking about all that stuff. I'm visualizing me and what I can do. I know my capabilities. And that's something as a CrossFitter, as you grow, we want people to be thinking about these things. We want you to know your percentage on lifts. We want you to know your max pull-ups and your ability to do how fast you can do sit-ups and what your 400 times is going to be on a 5-round 400 workout. Okay, my first round's probably going to be 1:45, but if I could hold on and have my last round be around 2:10, that'd be great. You need to be thinking about that. And that's completely normal. You're not obsessive. You're living life.
Yeah.
You're trying to be the best version of yourself. And that it means that you're caring about your workout. And that's going to make you the best version of yourself because you're going to do better at it. You're going to get fitter. So people should be at 6 o'clock at night. Maybe not
Check
at
the
6 if
workout.
you're going to obsess about it, or check it before you come to the gym. So time is there so that you can think about what the workout is. So if we're doing working up to a heavy triple back squat is the first part. Okay, let's see. Let me look at my performance history. Okay, my back squat's 200 pounds. Cool. So work up to a heavy triple. My best at 3 is 180. Okay, man, I bet I could do 185. Like that takes 10 seconds and now you've got a plan. And so now you don't have to think about it and you know exactly what you're doing. And that's what we do. That's what I do is I look at what I've done. I know how I'm feeling, maybe the season that I'm at. How is all the outside variables, my sleep, my nutrition, my stress level? Okay, well, all those are mitigated. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to go out and go ham and get after this thing. Or, I didn't sleep well last night. My brother was in town and we went out and ate a whole pizza and blah, blah, blah. Those types of things can happen. Well, I'll just be happy with tying what I did last time, something like that. Or if I get within 5% of my best, that's great.
Like don't blow up on this part. Yeah.
So you've got that plan going in and that takes very little time. All that is provided for you on your Wodify app. And then there's a 10-minute Metcon after with 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. Okay, well, last time I did, 5 rounds of this and I used the band. But I've got my strict pull-up and it's been over a year and a half since we've done this workout. And now I've got pull-ups. Awesome. I'm going to do pull-ups today. And you're thinking about that and strategizing. Absolutely. And this happens with a lot of people, and it's just because maybe they haven't been educated on it, but a lot of people, their first time looking at the workout is coming in the gym. Or the first time thinking about it is when we're explaining it at the whiteboard. And although that's our job and that's great, and that's why you come to CrossFit so you don't have to think about it, if you take a little bit of preparation before that and just look at the workout, maybe research your lifts or something, then it's going to lead to you getting fitter. There's nothing better than talking about with your coach exactly what you've done, and then we can really get into it and give you a game plan. But if you have no idea and we're just trying to simply explain what you're doing, you're working up to a heavy triple. That means 3 reps for heavy, and we're really minimalizing.
Then we don't know your percentage. We don't know what you should be at.
Which we can look up. But if we're just trying to get you to understand what you're doing, then that's great. That's fine. We're here for you for that. But it's going to take away from that game plan. So if I'm trying to get you to understand what you're doing for the first time when you come in the gym that day, then I can't game plan with you. I just have to get you so that you're safe and functional and you're able to execute what we're doing that day without me having to worry that you're going to do something that's going to put you in jeopardy. But if you come in and you're like, hey, I did 180 last time. My max is 200. I think I could do 200 for 3 today. And then I look, oh, wait, this was 8 months ago last time you did that? You've been hamming out. You might be able to do that. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going to watch you. And if I feel like you're not there today, I'll let you know. But if you're looking good and strong when we get to that 4th set, we're going to go for it. And now you have a plan. You talked about it. And your coach is rooting for you and they're watching you. And that's what's a lot of fun. So
having the game plan, I mean, I won't say that's the best part about like when we did the open, but that was like the part, when you'd sit down, you'd see the workout and you're like, okay, where do you need to split? Where do I need to break this up? Do I need to break this up? Like, and all the little tricks that come into the open, which is like, that part's not fun. I wish that they didn't have like all the, if you move your rower 6 feet closer and put it right next to the rig and then you can jump off the rower, like just do the workout.
Well, doing the workouts Thursday night
helps us. Yeah.
No, it doesn't help.
Well, I mean, no, it doesn't help us. It helps us. I think
not to think about it. Like, okay, well, I'm just going to see what I'm capable of. Then once you can really go back and analyze and break it down, then you'll do better.
And then you watch, and then you get the tips and tricks and you're like, why didn't I think of that? Like, moving the rower 5 feet closer, like, duh. That makes all the sense in the world. But
it's so many different things.
Jumping up off boxes and the little stuff that takes away time. But just being able to look at a workout and having a coach, like the best part is like for myself, when I go into the open, having Chris go, okay, we know you're not going to be able to do this, so let's make this break here. Keep your heart rate down here. We can make up ground here. Like those are the fun parts about looking at a workout. Or when he sees a workout and it's like, dude, you can just go ham. Like there's no strategy behind it. Like you just got to go. And that's part of just knowing yourself as an athlete and knowing what you're capable of in a workout. Like when we go into workouts and when I saw the what was it, 18.3 with all the muscle ups. I'm like, okay, well, I got to take this one back so I don't blow up on these muscle ups. Like, you can see something, you can see a movement, and you can say, okay, I know that I'm not going to be able to do all of those unbroken, or I know if I did that unbroken, what's going to happen to me. I'm not going to be able to make it into the next round. So
you saw muscle ups, I saw double unders.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
200, 800 double unders was the workout. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Those muscle ups for me were like, I wish there was more muscle ups.
Yeah, and
But-
that's the thing. That's just knowing and that's the same thing. Like when they released 18.2, I was like, gold. Like, okay, I remember going to that workout. You go, I don't want you on your back after this workout. You need to hit a heavy clean. And I thought about it, and I go, yeah, no, I'm gonna go ham. Like we're just gonna see what happens because it's a countdown workout that I thought I could hang on to, and it's
Yeah, you did, and you did great.
and then
But you also hit a good clean.
yeah, exactly.
Which was awesome.
It's knowing
that video right there of like,
Oh
we
my
got
gosh.
to put that
Put
out.
a clip
but
in there
I don't
somewhere.
think a lot of people have seen that, but
that's the
we got to
greatest.
get a blown up picture of that.
Yeah, that was probably the greatest memory of any open that I've had. That was the coolest workout that we've ever done, that I've ever done at least. I missed my last clean, for a little reference point. I missed my last clean at like 49 seconds or something like that.
It was probably a little bit more time than that.
I think I
maybe
had 15 seconds to hit a clean, and Chris goes, John, go for it again.
I said, get on the bar.
And I just hoped and prayed, lifted it, and made the lift with like 2 seconds by the time I stood up. And Chris throws his belt in the air. Like, we got to pull up the video. It's awesome. I still have it. But stuff like that, knowing a workout, knowing what you're capable of, or just asking. Like the workout the other day, Gil came up and he's like, hey, the Giant Helen workout, Gil's like, what do you think about this one? Because he saw that I just did it. I was like, dude, your grip's going to blow up. Let's break the kettlebells in 3 sets, and you can do the pull-ups in 2 sets, and you should be fine to hang on to that for the entire workout.
Exactly. Gil's a great example of
yeah.
someone that loves strategizing, and he's a normal guy. He's got a family. He works out 1 hour a day. His job does require him to be fit, and he's written a huge testimony about how his CrossFit has helped him at his job. He's in law enforcement, and so in federal law enforcement, and so he's in the Air Force as well. But he's in his mid 40s, or he's 43 years old. But he's loved strategizing.
Yeah, he wanted to be able to get the best workout out. Like he wouldn't have got as good of a workout if he would have gone unbroken on the first round and then he had to stand around a whole bunch. Breaking where he needed to break and having a strategy made it so that he could move through the entire workout without stopping very much. And he got done. He was like, dude, that was perfect. Great strategy. Made it through the whole thing. Got my time. I was like, sweet, man. Glad we made that work for you.
Yep.
So ask if you have questions. Like, we love doing that stuff like that. Ask your coach. Ask what you should do. What do you think about breaks? Ask about strategies. When we're walking around helping you guys, like, that's the stuff that we want to help with. We know that you know how to do the movement. We know that you know how to move. Let's break it down more and talk about what you should do strategy-wise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy.
You got any updates on your life together?
My updates on. We're going home for
Julia
Christmas.
listened to that episode.
I know she did. She sent a big old smile. Yeah, I will be
She
going.
sent a smile.
She sent me, like she said, I just listened to the episode. Smile face. I'm going home to meet the rest of her family for Christmas. So home being Michigan in December, it's gonna be free. I've never been anywhere like where it's gonna be that cold. So
My
that's
mom just sent me a picture. It snowed in Kansas last.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, so I'll be in Kansas. She'll be in Michigan.
Oh yeah, you guys are going home for
But
Christmas this
they're
year,
not
huh?
close. Yeah. Oh yeah, we go home to Kansas every year.
Oh, do you go every year for and then you swap Thanksgivings? Do you
We
go?
have Thanksgiving out here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna be
meeting the rest
freezing.
of the fam. All
Meeting
right.
the whole fam.
Any big event gonna happen out there?
Just meeting the whole fam,
Cool. Well, we'll stay tuned on that. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. And if you guys, please subscribe to iTunes. We're on SoundCloud and up
Check
on
the YouTube.
YouTube, you can watch us live. And
My grandma asked about the podcast the other day. She said, "Are you on the YouTube?" She said,
The
"The YouTube." I said, "Well, it's just YouTube, but yes, Grandma, I'll show you how to look it up." She didn't know what podcast was, but she was. She goes, "Your mom says you're doing one of those talk shows." Yeah,
With
basically.
Rose?
No, my mom's mom. Your mom told me you're doing one of those talk shows. I was like,
Well, Rose
"What?"
probably doesn't know it.
Grandma doesn't know it. Yeah, Grandma doesn't know what it is either. But
Right on. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.
See you later.